강현TV 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까. 강현TV에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 오늘은 4월 2일 목요일입니다. 오전 7시 53분입니다. 이번 시간은 구약성경을 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 신명기 5장 1절부터 영어 성경으로 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, stay teacher, the judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep and do them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. The Lord take it with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire. I stood between the Lord and you at that time to show you the work of the Lord, for ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mountain, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God has commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor that he made a servant, nor saw in ox, nor saw in ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy male servant and thy maid servant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou wast servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Lord thy God brought thee out thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore, the Lord thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy father and thy mother, as the Lord thy God has commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Lord thy God gives thee. Thou shalt not kill, neither shalt thou commit adultery, neither shalt thou steal, neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. These words the Lord spake unto all your assembly in the mountain out of the midst of the fire, of the crowd, and of the thick darkness, with a great voice, and had added no more. And he added no more, and he wrote them in two tables of stone, and delivered them unto me. And it came to pass when he heard the voice out of the midst of the darkness, for the mountain did burn with that he came near unto me, even all the heads of your tribes and your elders. And he said, behold, Lord our God has showed us his glory and his greatness, and we have heard his voice out of the midst of the fire. We have seen this day that God does talk with the man, and he raves. Now therefore, why should we die? For this great fire will consume us if we hear the voice of the Lord our God anymore, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh that has heard the voice of the living God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as we have and arrived. Go down here and hear all that the Lord our God shall say, and speak unto us, or that the Lord our God shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and to And the Lord heard the voice of your words when he spake unto me, and the Lord said unto me, I have heard the voice of the words of these people, which they have spoken unto thee. They have well said, or that they have spoken, or that there were such an heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Go say to them, get you into your tents again. But as for the sandal, hear by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it. Ye shall observe to do, therefore, as the Lord your God has commanded you. Ye shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Ye shall walk in all the ways which the Lord your God has commanded you, that ye may live, and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them. That my taste fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments which I command thee, to and thy son and thy son's son all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Here, therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that it may increase mightily, as the Lord God of thy fathers has promised thee, in the land that flow with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto the children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou wert by the way, and when thou layest down, and when thou liest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as pruned reds between thine eyes, and thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou buildest not. And the houses are full of all good things which thou buildest. not and also the kid which do the kid sit not by in yards and olive trees which do prune the stone not when do should have eaten and be full. Then we will let's do forget the road which brought the force out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God and serve him and shalt swear by his name. Ye shall not go after other gods of the gods of the people which are round about you. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Lord thy God be kinder against thee and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Ye shall not tempt the Lord your God as ye tempted him in Massa. Ye shall diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God and his testimonies and his statutes which he has commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of the Lord, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go in and possess the good land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to cast out all thine enemies from before thee, as the Lord has spoken. And when thy son has the time to come, saying what I mean the testimony and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord our God has commanded you. Then thou shalt say unto thy son, we are Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Lord showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from mountains that he might bring us which he sware unto. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes to fear the Lord our God for our good always, that he might preserve us alive, as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he has commanded us. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations greater and mighty all than thou. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them. nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriage with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away the son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kinder against you and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, their images, and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an unholy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, has the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Is a faithful God, which keeps covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, and repays them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hates him. He will repay him to his face. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which I command thee this day to do them. Wherefore ye shall come to pass if ye hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that the Lord thy God shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto thy fathers. And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb and the fruit of thy land, thy corn and thy wine and thine oil, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep in the land which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Thou shalt be blessed of all people. There shall not be a male or female barren among you or among your cattle, and the Lord will take away from the all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. And those should consume all the people which the Lord thy God shall deliver thee, saying, I shall have no pity upon them, neither should thou serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto thee. If thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than how can I dispossess them? Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shalt will remember what the Lord thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt. The great temptations which in our eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders and the mighty hand and the stretched out arm, whereby it Lord thy God brought thee out, so shall the Lord thy God do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid. Moreover, the Lord thy God will send the hornet among them until they that are left and hide themselves from thee be destroyed. Thou shalt not be lighted them, for through thy God is among you, mighty God and terrible. And the Lord thy God will put out those nations before thee by little and little, thou mayst not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee. For the Lord thy God shall deliver them and free the destruction until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into thine hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. Their shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou have destroyed them. The graven images he born without desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord thy God. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thine house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it, but thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. Or the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which Father song. Remember all the way which the Lord thy God led these 40 years in the wilderness to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou didst keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee and spurred thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou you is not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that a man does not live by a bread only, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Lord. Those men alive. Torment works not all the upon thee, neither did thy foot swear, 'tis 40 years old. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart as on man assistance chastens thee. Therefore, thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to work in his ways, and to fear him. For the Lord thy God brings thee into good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains, and depths that spring valleys and hills, land of wheat and barley and pines and fig trees and pomegranate, or land of oil, olive and honey. Without scale sense scarceness, thou shalt not lack anything in it, or land whose stones and iron, and out of whose thou mayest dig breath. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which he has given thee. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy and right, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and or that thou hast it multiplied, then thine heart repeated of, and to forget the Lord thy God, which brought the force out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were purely serpents and scorpions, and the root where there was no water, who brought the force water out of the rock of printer, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do the good at thy latter end. and those in sign heart my power and the might of my in hand has gotten me this wilson. But we should remember the road that it is he gives us the power to get the wisdom that he may establish his command which he swear unto the fathers as it is this day. And it shall be if thou do it or forget the road that God and work after other gods and serve them and worship them. I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. It's the nations which the road is through is before your face, so shall ye perish. Because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God. Hear, O Israel, thou art to pass over Jordan this day to go in to possess nations greater and mighty or than thyself, cities great and fenced up to heaven, a people great and tall, the children of the Anakims, whom thou knowest, and of whom thou hast heard saying, who can stand before the children of Anak? Understand therefore this day that the Lord thy God is he which goes over before thee as consuming fire. He shall destroy them, and he shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt to drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord has said unto thee. Speak not thou in thine heart after that the Lord thy God has cast them out from before thee, saying, for my righteousness the Lord has brought me in to possess this land, but for the wickedness of these nations the Lord does drive them out from before thee. Not for thy righteousness or for the righteousness of thine heart, dost thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord thy God does drive them out from before thee, and that he may perform the word which the Lord swear unto thy fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Understand therefore that the Lord thy God gave us thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness, for thou art stiff-necked people. Remember and forget not how to provoke Satan, the Lord thy God, to listen in the wilderness from the day that thou didst depart out of the land of Egypt, until ye came unto this place. Ye was against the Lord. Also in Horeb ye provoked the Lord to wrestle, so that the Lord was angry with you to have destroyed you. When I was gone up into the mountain to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant which the Lord made with you, then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. And the Lord delivered unto me two tables of stone written with the finger of God, and on them was written according to all the words which the Lord spake with you in the mount out of the midst of the fire and the day of the assembly. And he came to Bethel at the end of 40 days and 40 nights. The Lord gave me the two tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant. And the Lord said unto me, Arise, get thee down quickly from hence, for thy people which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They are quickly turned aside of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten image. Furthermore, the Lord spake unto me, saying, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Let me alone that I may destroy them and blot out their name from under heaven, and I will make of thee a nation mightier and greater than thee. So I turned and came down from the mountain, and the mount burned with fire, and the two tables of the covenant were in my two hands. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against the Lord your God, and had made you a molten calf. Ye had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Lord had commanded you. And I took the two tables and cast them out of my two hands, and break them before your eyes. And I fell down before the Lord as at the first 40 days and 40 nights. I did neither eat bread nor drink water, because of all your sins which ye sinned in doing wickedly in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure wherewith the Lord was lost against you to destroy you. But the Lord hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Lord was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him, and I prayed for Aaron also the same time. And I took your sin, the calf which ye had made, and burnt it with fire, and stamped it, and ground it very small, even until it was as small as dust. And I cast the dust thereof into the brook that descended out of the mountain. And it Pera, and it Masa, and it give road Hatta Awa, E provoked the road to Resa, likewise when the road from near, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given you. Then he rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God, and he believed him, nor hearkened to his voice. Ye have been rebellious against God from the day that I knew you. Thus I fell down before the Lord 40 days and 40 nights, as I fell down at the first, because the Lord had said he would destroy you. I prayed therefore unto the Lord and said, O the God, destroy not thy people and thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed through thy greatness, which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look not unto the stubbornness of these people, nor to their wickedness, nor to their sin. Lest the land whence thou brought us, I will say, because the Lord was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he has brought them out of slavery them in the wilderness. Yet they are thy people and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest out by thy mighty power and by the stretched out arm. 신명기 9장 29절까지 읽어봤습니다. 다음 10장은 다음 시간에 계속해서 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 이번 시간에 종료하도록 하겠습니다. 시청해 주셔서 감사합니다. 안녕히 계십시오.